Hello, how's it going, champs? Thanks for being there. This is Mundo Maldini, your channel. Who is the most informed player in 2025? The most informed forward in 2025? Many of you have asked me after Kylian Mbappe's performance against Manchester City the other day, last Wednesday, and many of you have also asked me about Dembélé, how Ousmane Dembélé is doing. Well, I'm also going to include in the equation to see, with the Y-Scout report in 2025, who is the most informed forward, also including Lamine Yamal and Raphinha. That is to say, we are going to make a comparison in 2025 only. I have told the machine that from January 4, 2025 until today to Kylian Mbappé, Lamine Yamal, Raphinha, and Ousmane Dembélé, those four, until 2000, until today in 2025, the very interesting things are going to come out in this Y-Scout report. And then, as always, we will analyze the data and many more things. Come on, let's go. Well, let's go, friends of Mundo Maldini. I already have the little machine ready here with the Y-Scout report. The truth is that what Y-Scout offers is truly amazing. Here we have just 2025 from January 1st of this year until today, quoted in February 22nd, which is when I'm recording the video. Before, for example, Barca plays against Las Palmas tonight, which I will comment on the match on Copé, and you will have a video, of course. Tomorrow, Real Madrid plays as well. Also, well, the age is evident. Here you have 26 for Mbappé, 17 for Lamine, 28 for Raphinha, 27 for Dembélé. The most important thing in this first approach to the data is that Mbappé has played more matches, 14 matches for Mbappé in 2025 compared to 11 for Lamine Yamal and Raphinha and 10 for Dembélé. In any case, it's a very large sample to see who is the most informed forward in 2025. Well, Mbappé has scored 14 goals in 2025, Lamine Yamal 5, Raphinha 7, and Dembélé 15. So Dembélé, who is being a goal-scoring machine, has only scored one more goal than Kylian Mbappé in 2025. Pancha Dembélé, 14 Kylian Mbappé in 2025 up to today. Of course, if we look at the expected goals, which is something I usually check, the goals he should have based on the type of chances he's had and converted into goals, Mbappé is above what he should have. He should have 11 goals and has 14. Lamine Yamal is more or less at his numbers. Raphinha, everyone is a little above what they should have. But Ousmane Dembele's case is very striking. A player who has 7.57 of expected goals and has 15, that is an absolutely unequivocal sign that he will stop scoring goals with such ease. Absolutely unequivocal. I mean, expected goals in the end, as time goes by in the medium or long term, they end up balancing out. That is the logical thing. That is to say, it is practically impossible for Dembélé to maintain this scoring pace. Practically impossible. What happens is that it is being spectacular. In fact, let's take a look. Friends of Mundo Maldini, because, of course, if we look at the offensive actions, you will see that it is truly outrageous. It's just that, let's see, the percentage of goals. Here we see the goals we saw before, the percentage of goals per 90 minutes. Here we are already seeing the average goals per game, because Mbappé has played more than Dembélé. It's 1.8. It's almost 2 goals per game on average. It's impossible to maintain that. Mbappé, 1 goal per game is outrageous, friends of Mundo Maldini. 1 goal per game is outrageous. Well, that's the figure for Kylian Mbappé in 2025. And then there's Lamine Yamal, who isn't as much of a goal scorer. Logically, 0.46. Later, we'll see other aspects where Lamine Yamal is surely superior, and 0.65 for Raphinha. If we exclude penalties, we see that Dembélé has scored 1 penalty, and Kylian Mbappé has scored 2 penalties. We've already seen the expected goals before. You see it. Header goals. The only one who has scored with a header is Raphinha, 2 goals. I insist that we are only looking at data from 2025. Only data from 2025. That does seem very, very significant to me. And then, this is important, shots. Who has taken the most shots? Mbappé. Mbappé, the others are quite close, but Mbappé is the one who has taken the most shots in 2025. 61 shots, 42 Lamine, 43 Raphinha, 46 Dembélé. And then, in terms of percentage of shots on target, the most reliable in terms of finding the goal with his shots is Mbappé with 54.1%, followed by Dembélé with 50%. Then I will give my final impression. Expected assist crosses, this seems to me. But anyway, the one who makes the most crosses is Raphinha. with 4.12 per game. Second is Lamine Yamal with 2.88. And the accuracy of the crosses, you see that Kylian Mbappé is much higher, but he crosses less than Lamine Yamal and Raphinha and more than Dembélé in any case. The topic of dribbling. This seems very interesting to me, and it might be a bit surprising because among all, it's not surprising that the one who makes the most dribbles per game is Lamine Yamal with an average of 12.07 per 90 minutes, 2.9 very few. For Raphinha, more. For Dembélé, and Dembélé more or less the ones that appear to me. As for dribblers, it's evident that the best is Lamine Yamal. What happens is that if we look at the percentage of dribbles completed, this is not very reliable because Raphinha dribbles very little. So since he dribbles very little, 61.29 doesn't tell me anything. It tells me a lot that with so many dribbles, 56% of the dribbles completed are successful. That seems incredible to me on the part of Lamine Yamal, who is by far the best dribbler among all. There is one thing that Dembélé has that the others don't, which is the ability to use both feet. Lamine Yamal as well, but Dembélé is clearly superior in that aspect. All four handle both feet well. Perhaps Raphinha is the worst of the four at using both feet. Mbappé also does it well, but the best is Lamine Yamal. I don't have much doubt about that. Regarding attacking duels, notice that the one who engages in the most attacking duels per 90 minutes is Lamine Yamal. And I also want to look at the defensive phase, of course, because the defensive phase is important. There is the little machine thinking, and now we have the defensive phase. It gives us the data very quickly. It's amazing. Well, defensive duels, the most Lamine Yamal, meaning that when working without the ball, the best is Lamine Yamal. And I find that very important at 17 years old. At 17 years old, though. And then, regarding tackles, well, also more. Lamine Yamal, all the defensive concepts, without being four players who defend a lot, all the defensive concepts are quite superior in Lamine Yamal. There's not much more to discuss here. Organization, passing topic, who gives more passes out of the four in 2025? As I insisted, we are talking about 2025. Those seem very close, but the one who gives the most passes is Dembélé. This surprises me a bit. It surprises me a bit, but Dembélé, being very equal among the four, is the one who gives the most passes per 90 minutes. If we look at the average of games played and passes made, forward passes, Dembélé is also the one who makes the most. Notice that the one who makes the least is Mbappé. Mbappé is a player who combines a lot. He plays back quite a bit, not so much forward. More Dembélé than Lamine Yamal and then Raphinha. Of course, the combination of Lamine Yamal and Raphinha together is truly explosive, logically. I have to say that Dembélé is playing as a center forward in 2025, and that is important. Kylian Mbappé as well, and of course Lamine Yamal and Raphinha are not, although Lamine Yamal is playing more on the right wing and Raphinha is playing more inside, but not as a number 9, logically, at Barca. But well, they are forwards, and that works for us. Passes, backward passes, precision. Well, this is almost precision in backward passes. They are practically almost infallible players, right? That is logical. In lateral passes, the one who gives the most is Raphinha. And here, well, in long passes, this does seem interesting to me. The best in long passes is Lamine Yamal. Pay attention to this, which is also very interesting. The best in long passes is Lamine Yamal. The one who gives the most is Lamine Yamal. And then being quite below is Mbappé. In terms of long passes, he has more precision, but this doesn't really help me much, honestly. Pay attention, precision in long passes, this is indeed important, very important. In long passes, Dembélé and Lamine Yamal are very evenly matched. But in precision of long passes, Dembélé is far superior to the others in long passing. Far superior to the others. We are seeing it, or he is doing it in 2025. Precise, he is doing it in 2025. And then we are going to finish with key plays. Well, assists given are 0 for Mbappé in 2025, 2 for Lamine Yamal, 3 for Raphinha, and 0 for Dembélé. So Raphinha wins in that as well, quite logically. Both have given few. Well, 3 is not bad in 2025. In 11 matches, 3 is quite good. In terms of off-the-ball runs, the best in precision is Lamine Yamal. And for passes in the final third, the best is Ousmane Dembélé. This also has a lot to do with PSG's style of play, which, by the way, is a spectacular team. You already have the video where I showed you the Champions League percentages, but watch out for the high level at which PSG is playing. Carmen, for through passes, as I said, Lamine Yamal is the top. I think it's interesting. All 4 are excelling in 2025. He has scored more goals than Mbappé, 1 more than Kylian Mbappé. That's true. I think that the best player in the world in 2025, so far in the little Messi era we've had is Kylian Mbappé, because in the end, he's only one goal behind Ousmane Mbappé. And in terms of assists, it's true that Lamine Yamal has more, but I still consider Mbappé the best player of 2025 so far. Among these four, we are comparing. Dembélé is doing very well. Dembélé will lower his level. You know that I love Dembélé. I've always said it. I think Dembélé is a footballer like Benzema, who is a detector of those who only focus on the superficial in football. I've been defending Dembélé for a long time. I find him a spectacular player in all aspects. The thing is, he has some problems with decision-making at the last moment, but once that's resolved, which he is resolving, he is being devastating. And then there's Lamine Yamal with his 17 years. Let's see, out of all these, I would choose Lamine Yamal and Mbappé. Clearly, Raphinha is doing very well. I'm not saying he's exceeding his capabilities, but he's playing at the limit of his abilities, just like Ousmane Dembélé, honestly. I think Lamine Yamal has room for improvement, and Mbappé, although it seems unbelievable, does too. That's the feeling I have, friends of Mundo Maldini. But it has been very interesting, I think. Let me know if you want more player comparisons. But this comparison, Mbappé, Lamine, Raphinha, Dembélé in 2025, I think it was really worth doing. A hug. Bye.